Domestic violence, specifically corporal punishment, is a controversial topic in the field of psychology. For some, it is seen as a crime, and for others, it is seen as a cultural norm or necessary form of parenting. We talked to various members of the Boston University community to see what their opinions were on the subject.
I'm from Westport, Connecticut. I'm Jewish.
I'm from Long Island, New York.
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. That's where I also grew up. And I'm Chinese.
New York, and I grew up in two places. I grew up in Manhattan and also in New Jersey, in Bergen County. And my ethnic background is Hispanic.
Grew up in New York, born in Manhattan. Grew up in the Bronx. Background's half Middle Eastern, half Hispanic.
From Connecticut, Caucasian.
I'm from, Rhode Island, and I guess I'm white.
I'm from Bronx, New York. I am an African American.
I am Asian American, and I'm from Boston.
I think that spanking is not appropriate to discipline children. I think that violence in any capacity is never the answer to solve problems, and they're not going to learn any different from it. They're only going to resent you. And if you really want to get through to your child and teach them, you should sit down and talk to them, not hit them.
I think it depends on the situation. I think it's pretty inappropriate, but when I was younger, I was spanked a few times, but I think I deserved it.
Yeah, if I were a parent, I would think that spanking would be an inappropriate way of discipline because children should understand that there are other means to get through to somebody besides physical contact. Most importantly, through verbal communication.
I don't think, I think some people, in my own experiences, I found the kids that weren't spanked tended to act it out a little bit more and they had less discipline. I mean, I was spanked, I didn't have a problem. Well, when I was a kid, I had a problem with it, obviously. But looking back on it, I don't think it was that bad. I think it was fine. I mean, it obviously stops when you're like 10 or 11, so it's cool.
In the old days, all my father would have to do was just give me a look, and that would be enough, I think when you start doing that, then they expect that to be okay, and they kind of start also doing that to other people because they want to punish them for something they think is wrong. But sometimes it's within their own peers, that's when hitting starts as well because they find that, well, okay, they do it at home, so I can do it, to others. So yeah, basically I think it's not good.
I don't think spanking is a effective form of punishment, but to each their own. I know different cultures do different things, and it's effective for some and not so much for others.
I think to an extent, yes, at least to a certain age point. Since studies show if you do it up until maybe 6, it's actually okay, but after that, it kind of goes downhill for the kids there.
I grew up with corporal punishment in my home, and growing up I see some of the advantages of corporal punishment. However, if I had a child, I would not use corporal punishment, instead try to talk with my child, use reasoning, and trying to give them more realistic pictures of if you do something wrong, there's consequences that you can face, and not simply just using corporal punishment and beating them.
Some kids don't need it, and then some kids shouldn't swear. Some kids are complete and utter jerk-stores that sometimes it might work for them. I know several people that grew up being spanked, and they're well-adjusted human beings. I know a couple people that grew up that probably should have been while they were kids because they're not well-adjusted human beings. So, I don't know, I'm on the fence about it.
It seems that even in our own community, corporal punishment is a widely controversial subject, which begs the question for those watching. What are your thoughts on corporal punishment, especially in comparison to other cultures?